So you're linking the track, and there's just some corner where you either need to slow down and downshift, or a corner where you need to freaking speed that thing up and upshift. Let's get into it. We're gonna start out with the upshift. I think upshift is probably the harder one. So on this corner especially, we're usually second gear coming around there, transferring, and we're second gear here. But if you look down, our next corner is all the way down there, and it's actually a third or even fourth gear turn. Now, you could be a loser and just straighten out and then just kind of speed up and cruise down. Or you could be a gangster. Come out of this corner, upshift it, manji this straight, and set yourself up for that next corner. So what you're gonna do, knowing that you need to upshift, you need to give yourself time to upshift. Unless you have like a G-force or a sequential where you can just bang that thing in well on power. If you're using anything like we're using a C009 or a Tremec, you know, any transmission basically, a more normal street car transmission, you have to get off power, otherwise you're gonna start blowing gears up. I've done it 100 times, just trust me. But it's quick, and you do it while you're transferring. So I would come off second gear here, and as I'm basically transferring for the manji, I'd be upshifting into third gear through the transfer. And then what's cool is once I get back on power, if you have grip in your car, that's gonna pick you up, send you further down the track, and allow you to then swing back over for that next corner. Okay, so the upshift. So we're in second gear. We're coming around this corner just like we are. So as we transfer over, we're basically gonna do the chuck and the flick, get off throttle, and we're gonna clutch in and really quickly glide it into third gear and then get back on. We may even come in with a little clutch kick. Like, this is really a clutch push, guys. Can we start saying that? But just a little bit of like riding the clutch, kind of like, and throttling down. So it's really this movement. We're second gear. When we're in the middle of the flick, we're gonna clutch in, guide it into third, come back out, and then maybe a little bit of that. Now, the risky thing with this is you can put it in first and blow some crap up. So get used to that feeling. I know a lot of people, when we're upshifting or downshifting, we're really aggressive. Like, this isn't that, especially mid-drift. You just need to be smooth. It will guide you into third as long as like your transmission is not screwed. It's downshift time. So downshift, this is where we're coming into a corner that tightens up. This is a perfect example, you guys. Coming off of this straight, you should be third, maybe even fourth gear, depending on, and you're cruising through here, and you need to slow down either with angle or handbrake or brakes, whatever it is, and come around this corner, and you're right into S's that are much tighter. You can do it in one gear, but if you want to do everything right, you should be in a higher gear coming on here, and then a lower gear in through here. There's a lot of ways to do it. This is another one though, unless you have a dog box or something like that, you want to give yourself time to complete it and not just be on power downshifting. With this car especially, and on this corner, it's gonna depend, but on this corner, I like to just do a slight handbrake. So I'll be in third or fourth gear, coming around this corner, and as I'm coming in, I'll just handbrake for just a second, and that kind of allows me to keep sliding, and then I'll do that downshift, get back on power. And again, this is a similar situation to the upshift, where maybe as you're coming out of the clutch, you're kind of riding it and maybe doing a little bit of a clutch kick and getting the wheels spun up coming around there. But this is a great technique for turbo cars. The upshift is great for all cars, but downshift, if you're already in a gear and you're drifting and you're in like a big LS or something, you're probably fine just staying in that gear and running it through. But with the turbo car, a lot of times you'll fall lower in the RPM and out of the torque curve, and then you're really gonna be riding the clutch to build that boost up. So downshift, we're coming around this corner. Let's just say we're in third, for example. That's what most cars would do on this, and tracks similar to this. So we're coming around the corner and we're seeing that it's tightening up. So we're gonna figure out how to kind of slow down, extend our drift, and then do that downshift rather. So I think a really good way to do it is to just clutch in, pull a little bit of handbrake. Now, since you're already clutched in, What's cool is right as you come off this handbrake, you can go into that downshift and then come back out of it. So it's kind of clutch in, just a quick handbrake, downshift, come back out of it, maybe a clutch kick, and you're back on power. You can also do it, like I was talking before, kind of have, if the car's floating well, or if you need to pour on a little bit more angle, then it's just kind of at the right time, clutching in, downshifting, and coming back out. And I really always like kind of doing a little bit of a clutch modulation there. It's like a partial clutch kick to kind of kick them back up. What's cool about third into second is you really don't even have to worry about it. It's gonna go into the right gear. Just shove it into that corner. If we're going fourth into third, things can get a little sketchy, but it's still not bad. Again, just practice, even with the car off, practice back and forth. It's gonna go into the right gear as long as your transmission's not jacked. So fourth to third, we're kind of clutch in, just let it guide us into third, and we're back in it. Again, don't focus on like putting it into gear. Let the transmission do the work for you. All right, guys, work on those upshifts and downshifts. It's gonna change the game for you guys. You guys are gonna be driving like a gangster. Hit that subscribe button. See you guys in a couple days. Peace.